Hello, beautiful soul. This is your energy forecast for the week of December 15th through December 19th. I'm Porcha, your astronumerologist and guide, and welcome to week 51, y'all. This is the second to the last of the full week in 2025, and this year has gone by, right? We're in the home stretch. And this week is guided by the Queen of Spades, and let me tell you, y'all, she don't play, right? She's the most powerful queen in the deck. She's all about mastering her mind and sovereign in her domain, and she knows exactly who she is. Now, we also have some powerful astrological events happening this week. On Monday, we have Mars entering Capricorn, and then we have the final new moon of 2025 on Thursday. And you're being claimed to claim your sovereignty this week, right? With that new moon energy and the Queen of Spades ruling, you have no choice. So it isn't about ruling through force, though. It's about ruling through presence, right? Not about forcing or controlling anything. It's about allowing it, right? To allow things to flow. Now, also, I want to mention, if you've been resonating with these weekly energy updates, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who may be able to use a little energetic clarity and inspiration for this week. You know, you supporting this channel actually helps it grow, and it keeps the wisdom flowing to beautiful souls like yourself. So let's dive in and see what the week has as far as the astrology first. So let's jump into the astrology for the week because this is setting the tone for 2026. We're still in Sagittarius season, right? So the sun is still in Sagittarius. So the sun is asking you to expand your vision, right? 10x it, make it bigger, make it grander. Whatever you're thinking about doing, make your vision much bolder, right? That's what Sagittarius season is all about. Now, also, we have the moon beginning in a waning crescent phase on Sunday and Monday, which is perfect because the moon will be in Scorpio, and y'all already know what Scorpio does, right? It's deep introspection, it's a quiet time, and it's a very powerful time, right? Because this is where you can gain the most clarity about the direction you want to head into for 2026. So use Sunday and Monday for that time. Now, also on Monday, we have Mars entering Capricorn. Now, Mars is very at home in Capricorn, to be honest with you. And this is not impulsive energy by no means, because Capricorn is not an impulsive sign. So what it's really calling you to do, because Capricorn is an earth sign, it's asking you to really be strategic, right? Discipline and ground your actions, right? Make them reality. Don't be all up in the sky, pie in the sky kind of thinking. Think in realistic terms under this energy of Mars being in Capricorn. And so this means that you're going to have to take steady and long-term process in order to hit your goals. But trust me, it is all worth it in the end. So it's time to be purposeful and consistent towards making steps on your goals. Now, the moon's journey, as you can see, we have the moon starting off in Scorpio, and that's on December 14th and the 15th, which is Sunday and Monday. And this means we're doing deep emotional cleansing along with that fading moon energy, right? So we're going into new moon energy, which is a rebirth, but that's not happening until Thursday. What we're doing now is actually fading out anything that's old so we can begin new. And we can do that under the moon in Scorpio under Sunday and Monday. Now, on Tuesday and Wednesday, we have the moon in Sagittarius. And so now it's asking you to be prepared and expand, right? It's time to be prepared and expand. So whatever emotional deep cleansing you went through on Sunday and Monday, now you're being called to release that energy and expand, right? Let that weight go and lift yourself up. It's time to ascend. Now, on Thursday and Friday, we still have the moon in Sagittarius, but it's moving over to Capricorn, where vision will meet structure. Now, on December 19th, new moon in Sagittarius. And what's crazy about this new moon, it's like on the final degrees of Sagittarius. So it's really calling us to let go, right? To complete what you finished this year. Because remember, 2025 is a 9 years. So this should be a year of completion for you. And the moon is giving you this little slither of time to complete what you need to do before the rebirth, right? That new beginning energy. So it's kind of like we're walking between two worlds with this new moon, right? We're asking or being told to complete this cycle, but also stepping into new energy. So you may be feeling a tug or a pull either way. Now, the sun, moon, and Venus and Mars are all going to be in a powerful alignment that's going to square Saturn and Neptune also this week. So this means that your intentions must be both visionary but also realistic, right? Because Neptune is a visionary planet, it's a planet of illusions, but then Saturn is that planet of hard reality. So the mixture of both these planets asks you to call your visions in, but make them real, right? Make them tangible, something that you can actually touch. Now, with this new moon, is asking everyone, what do I truly want, right? So this is a great time to do that introspection because again, we're 2 weeks away to a new year. So now is the time, right? Not what I think I should want, it's what do I deeply desire, right? And remember, whenever you are trying to manifest or bring any new energy in, you have to let go of the old in order to grab onto something new. So now this year, in these final days of 2025, you're being called to release certain aspects of your life, ways of being, thought patterns, habits, right? Or people, places, or things, right? It could be objects out of your life to make room for what's new and what's coming in with this one energy of 2026. And so this week is a very, again, introspective week, but you're being called to take action towards your new life as well with this new moon. Now, the numerology for this week, we are still in December, right? Which is the 12th month of the year. 1 plus 2 equals 3. So we're in a universal 3 month still. So this is a month of creativity, expression, and joy, which is rightfully so, right? Because we're in the holiday season. So this energy actually supports this time of year. Now, here's your daily breakdown as we go day to day. We have Monday, December 15th. So actually, we're starting this week off at the end, right? So we're supposed to be completing a cycle here and wrapping it up on Monday. And also, we have Mars and Capricorn, on Monday as well. So that's going to be even more supportive of that energy. It's going to give you more structure. So, this is endings, wisdom, and then making plans or preparing for a new cycle to come in, especially with the new moon on Thursday, right? Now, on Tuesday, December 16th, again, we're starting over in the cycle. So this is day one energy. So this is a new beginning day. Now, this is very perfect. If you have some New Year resolutions, right? And instead of waiting till January 1st, this would be a good day to start doing, small steps towards those resolutions. Start getting in the habit or the practice. Let's say you want to start exercising more or lose weight. Well, Tuesday would be a great day to support you in those new beginnings. So whatever, take one small habit and change it on Tuesday. It'd be a perfect day for that, for you to start that new cycle. Now, on Wednesday, December 17th, we actually on day 2 energy, because Universal Day 2. And so we're in that partnership cooperation mode on Wednesday. And so this is balance and shared intention that we're going to be feeling on Wednesday as well. Now, on December 18th, we have expression and manifestation, because guess what? That is day 3 energy. So this is going to be a double 3 energy day, because again, we're a universal 3 month, and it's going to be supported by day 3 energy. So this is a very good day for you to have creative expression. Maybe that's to write, maybe that's to draw, maybe you want to write a song, you may want to sing from the heart. I don't know what you're going to be feeling on that day, but it's definitely going to be something creative. So you're perfect for visualizing and declaring what you want and bringing it into form, definitely on that day. Now, on December 19th, which is Friday, that's day 4 energy, right? Universal day 4, right after 3 comes 4. And also we're going to have a new moon on that day. So this is really perfect, because day 4 energy is the foundation day. This is your structure day. This is where you set the foundation for what you're building for next year. And so this is actually structure meets manifestation, right? So whatever goals that you have for this new moon, you're being supported by the day 4 energy. Isn't that perfect? I mean, you can't just make this stuff up. And so what you're visioning is what you're building, right? Whatever creative expression or vision that you had the day before on day 3, you bring that into manifestation, start taking action on day 4, which is Friday, right under that new moon energy. So the pattern for this week starts with completion, new beginnings, partnership, expression, then foundation. So this is a full cycle of mastery of manifestation happening through the numbers this week. Close out 2025 in alignment, not burnout. Grab your divine aligned candle and journal to bring peace and purpose and divine timing into your days and to relax this holiday season. You can get 15% off all candles and journals right now on the website with the code holidays. Just go to the soulcardstudio.com/shop, pick out your journal and your candle that aligns with you best. Again, these are tools to help you on your journey and help you transition into 2026 with ease. Now, of course, if you're looking for more, I do have the calendar for 2026, and that is our cardology calendar here for Soul Card Studio. And this calendar is more than just a calendar. It is actually a learning tool. So educate yourself each month, as we have powerful monthly affirmations, also monthly journals, and then we have the daily energy. As you can see, each day is marked with the card energy of the day. So grab your calendar. It's a digital download, all for $11.11 right now. So awaken your soul and find your path right here at soulcardstudio.com. This week is brought to you by the Queen of Spades. So let's talk about our guide for the week, because the Queen of Spades energy is very rare energy type, to be honest with you. The only birth date for the Queen of Spades is January 2nd. So very rare to run across, this type of energy, but just know that this queen is the queen of self-mastery. And the Queen of Spades purpose is to shine a light of clear consciousness, right? The purpose is, once consciously relaxed in the process of life, a Queen of Spades presence can shine forth in all that you do and all that you are. Now, the high vibe of the Queen of Spades is visionary leadership, psychic clarity, evolved consciousness. Now, the shadow side, however, is poverty consciousness, stubborn pride, and then also a manic workaholic, right? But that can go for any space, to be honest with you. So anybody in the spade family can have that workaholic tendency, because spades are all about that work, right? So whether that's work in the mundane world or whether that's work in the spiritual world. But as you can see, how you think is everything, because even a card of this magnitude with such self-mastery can even fall into the trap of poverty consciousness. And that's why it is said that once consciously relaxed in the process of life, right? Once you accept life as it is, you start to flow with it with this energy, then your presence can shine forth in all that you do and all that you are. But you have to realize who you are in order for that to happen. Now, the Queen of Spades energy embodies emotional and mental mastery, strategic independence, very independent woman, wisdom earned through experience. Because remember, a Queen of Spades means that she's done it. She's done it all, right? She's seen it all. She's done it all. She bought it. She bought the T-shirt, wrote the book. So that means that she's experienced heartbreak, challenges, loss, rebirth, and yet she's still here in calm confidence. And so this is what we have to look at as far as what we've been through this week. And that's what she reminds us of, right? To claim our sovereignty and our own identity away from what we think is ours, right? It's just like your trauma, right? Your trauma is your trauma, but your trauma is not you, correct? And so this is what this card is showing you. Yeah, you've been through some things, you've seen some crap, and you may not like where you are now, but that's not who you are. That does not define you. You are a divine spiritual being, right? At the end of the day, and your circumstances are what they are. And so sometimes we have to watch what we say, because remember, anything that comes behind the I am means that it's true. So instead of saying that I'm a fool, maybe you say, maybe I was foolish, right? Because foolish describes what happened and doesn't define you as a character type. So we have to be very careful and very mindful about what we're saying. Because remember, this Queen of Spades doesn't chase validation or fight for respect. She commands it through her presence. And so that's what we have to learn what to do. Now, the high vibe expression of this card, again, it deals with self-mastery, sovereignty, boundaries that honor your worth, right? Making sure that you set healthy boundaries for people not to cross and for you to be independent next year, because this is what this card is about. Also, wisdom over reaction, right? Be wise in your responses, and clear and unapologetic communication. That's all, that's also what the Queen of Spades is about. Now, the shadow side expression can also be emotional withdrawal, isolation, using pain as protection, right? Some people want to play the victim, right? That victim role gets them things in life, or so they think. But that's not a healthy way of being, especially being under this Queen of Spades energy. Hyper independence that blocks connection, right? Thinking that you don't need anybody, right? I'm a queen, I don't need you, right? I'm royalty, you're beneath me kind of scenario. So don't be condescending in this energy, or mistaken detachment for strength, because that's not the way to go, sis, right? At the end of the day, you need to learn how to make connections and don't isolate yourself from the crowd, right? So the lesson this week using the Queen of Spades energy is true sovereignty isn't about being untouchable, right? You're not up here and everybody's beneath you. But it's about being unshakable. You can be strong and soft. And this is what the Queen energy is all about, right? We're bringing that soft feminine energy, but yet we still have boundary and structure, and we rule with the iron fist and the velvet glove. So you can be sovereign supported, you can be independent and deeply loved, right? They're two of the same. They don't have to be either or. The Queen of Spades is going to ask you, are you ruling your life from wisdom or from wounding? Are you playing that victim role trying to get through life? Or are you actually being a victor, right? A winner in life, and using that as a champion mindset? Because everything you've been through, your challenges only make you stronger. But if you get caught up in those challenges, and you're going to continue to repeat loops and cycles. And again, we're all about ending cycles, not only this week, but for this year and for the next 9 years, because we are in a final few days of this last 9-year cycle that we've been in since 2017. So this energy should help propel you forward in a championship mindset and not a victim mindset, right? Use your past experience, whether that's trauma or drama, to propel you, not to hold you down. So with Mars and Capricorn, it's fueling strategy, and the new moon opening new pathways for you this week. The Queen of Spades is going to remind you to set your intentions from your crown, right? From your royal sovereign self, your royal sovereign spiritual self, and not your scars, not the human trauma and drama that you've been through, because that's not what's important. And if you even think about it, a memory of the past is just that. It's a memory of the past, but it's in the present moment. You cannot relive the past. The only reason why you feel like you're reliving the past is because you keep bringing up those thoughts in the present moment. And those thoughts have emotions attached to them. So every time you think about those same drama or trauma that you've been through, those emotions come back and resurface, and you're like in the same loop. Now's the time to break that emotional habit or pattern and let go and rewrite your story, because the Queen of Spades is giving you the full right to claim your sovereign. So the mantra for this week is, I'm a queen of my own life and I rule with wisdom, grace, and power. So take this energy to heart and release what you don't need this week under the Queen of Spades, so you can be the sovereign badass that you're supposed to be on this earth in this lifetime. Okay, here's this week's journal prompt. We actually have two, so it's time to grab your Divine Aligned journal and your pen and start writing. And the first journal prompt is, what do I truly desire to manifest in 2026, right? What do I truly desire to manifest in 2026? And so this week should be a good clearing journey, right? Of releasing what you don't need anymore on Monday, and then really feeling into what your intentions are for next year, but also setting them under the new moon of Friday, right? And so you want to set new intentions, plant those seeds on the new moon. So this question is perfect for that. The next prompt is, how can I be powerful and open-hearted? How can I be powerful and open-hearted? Now, this is under that Queen of Spades energy for this week, right? Because queens are very powerful energy. But we also know that you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar, meaning that if you're being condescending, if you're isolating yourself, if you're pushing people away, then how are you making connections with others, right? And so sometimes under this royal influence or royal energy, because I myself am a royal card, I'm the Queen of Clubs, sometimes we can isolate ourselves or feel a little bit higher than others because maybe they don't know as much or haven't done as much, or however you feel. So this question allows you to not only be powerful, but also be open-hearted and share more emotional expression and connection with others in order to build your kingdom, right? Because how do you have a kingdom with no people? So you have to have those connections, correct? And so this question is perfect for this week in the Queen of Spades energy. Okay, so here's a little energy guidance for the week. So it kind of sums up the numerology and astrology for the week. So on Monday, again, we're in day 9 energy, and also the moon is in Scorpio. So this is great for you to dive deep, right? Do some emotional clearance, some deep cleansing on Monday in order to find out what you truly desire and what you're trying to manifest in 2026. So we get to release that on Monday. So release what's complete and clear that energetic clutter. Now on Tuesday, December 16th, we do have the moon moving into Sagittarius, but we also have day 1 energy, and we have the Mars in Capricorn. So this is a strategic new beginning. Start something that supports your long-term goals on Tuesday. Again, I mentioned before, this is a perfect day to start your resolution. Don't wait to January 1st. Start it on December 16th, which will be under that day 1 energy. So it'll be wholeheartedly supporting you in your endeavors. Now on Wednesday, December 17th, the moon is still in Sagittarius, but we're in day 2 energy. So this is about partnership and planning. So you need to collaborate with people like yourself, or align yourself with people like you, or with like-minded people on Wednesday under that day 2 energy. Now on Thursday, we move into day 3 energy, and also we have the moon. It's in Sagittarius, but it's moving to Capricorn. So this is your pre-moon energy day, right? So this is your day to be creative and write, speak, and visualize your new intentions for the new moon, right? And speak them clearly on Thursday, right? So by now you should be clear, because you should have released what you needed to on Monday, and then that energy solidifies over the week. By Thursday, you should be even clearer about what direction you're headed and what you're letting go. So on Friday, when we have the big day, right, which is the new moon, we're under day 4 energy on Friday as well. And so this is your final new moon of 2025. So this is about setting specific goals, right? Ones that you can be grounded in, right? Ground your actions in these goals and not be fake. This is not the time to be fake. This is not the time to be second guessing yourself. This is about authentic intentions, right? Under that Capricorn energy. And so, hey, at this point, after the new moon, you set your intentions, then you can rest and allow your intentions to take root. So in closing for this week 51 of 2025, y'all, we only have one more full week in this year. Oh my gosh, it's going by so fast. And this week was brought to you by the Queen of Spades. And remember, she reminds you that you are the queen of your own life. Rule wisely, rule powerfully, but most importantly, rule with love. And so remember, Queen of Spades, she don't wait for permission. She knows that she's royalty, and you should know that too, right? So with Mars in Capricorn, it gives you strategy and strength on Monday, and Thursday new moon is going to usher in the final manifestation window of 2025. So look, if you hadn't set your intentions for 2026, you need to get it in this week, because this window, this portal is only open for a limited time, right? An opportunity may knock, but it doesn't knock the door down. So take this week, do some reflection, inspection, whatever you got to do, and then set yourself on the course that's going to change your destination for 2026. So you want to step into 26 with authority, grace, and wisdom. So make your choices from wisdom, and make sure that you live your life from self-respect. That's that queen energy. Remember, a queen does not compete, she leads. A queen doesn't beg, right? She doesn't beg, she doesn't ask. She magnetizes whatever she needs to her, right? That's that feminine energy. And she doesn't ask for the crown. You know why? Because she knows that she's already wearing it. And you should know that too. So just lift your chin and walk into 2026 like you were born to master it, because you were, right? At the end of the day, we all are on the path to self-mastery. And remember, this month is ruled by the King of Spades, right? The King of Spades rules the month of December. So it's kind of ironic that energy rules this month, because the King of Spades is the ultimate master of self-mastery. So this is what we're supposed to be focusing on the last month of this year, is learning how to master self. And this Queen of Spades week is reminding you of that you are already master of your own domain. You just need to step into that role and stop playing it small. So again, remember, beautiful soul, the crown is already yours. You don't have to ask for it. You ain't got to look for it. It's already on your head. You just didn't realize you were wearing it. So this week 51 is guided by the Queen of Spades. So may you rule with wisdom again. Set your intentions from power and reign with radiant grace. And again, as I always say, trust the process, but more importantly, trust yourself. I'm Porcha, your astronumerology guide, and I look forward to seeing you next week for the next forecast. Take care until then.